Da, 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 da.
Dun dun. Today on the show, I have chosen a drink without ice in it, so I can be caffeinated without the bobbling around noise that ice makes in my incredibly sensitive microphone.
Very professional choice of you.
Thank you. Allow me to crack it loudly.
This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
And hello, and
Caw.
welcome to the show. I'm Stu. She's Emily. This is Total Babble, now with more rumble. I was telling the lass here as we went on the air that we're getting fiber internet finally here, and they're working on it 2 streets away, but I can still hear the rumble underneath me. So if you hear rumble, just know that we don't normally have so much rumble. I take pride in my audio, but that's going on, and it'll be good once we get that going. And what's your situation? What's going on with you?
One, I'm very happy that you're going to be getting cable internet because it's a life-changing experience. So
Even
can't
better
wait
than
for it.
cable fiber internet.
Oh, fiber internet, I mean. Yes,
the fiber.
fiber optic cable, as it would be.
It's 2,000 up and down.
Ooh,
Everybody wants 2,000 up and down.
well,
Who doesn't?
who doesn't want 2,000 up and down? I'm super pumped about that for you. I have entered the age of life where I have the ability to embarrass my children.
Oh, nice.
This morning, I discovered that it was me singing Pink Pony Club really loudly as I drove into my son's Shishi private school in my mum-mobile with him in the back. And he squeaks out, "Can you please pause the music while you're dropping me off?" Well, yes, I can.
You could do it really loud and be singing it really loud. And then when he's going into the school, get out and go, "Have a good day. Maybe a 6, maybe a 7, maybe a 6, maybe," and just totally be an asshole about it. That is what I would do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty legit because they keep hitting me with the 6, 7. And so that as soon as they do that, I start to talk back at them like some sort of Generation Alpha fucktard. Like, they're like 6, 7. I'm like, ew, bro, it's giving 41.
The whole giving thing needs to, I've heard the giving thing a lot, and it's just,
It's a lot.
It goes on my list, my end of the year list. Holy fuck, that needs to stop.
Yeah, and the whole, there's another thing that sort of gets my goat, as it would be, which is using the phrase raw dogging.
I've heard that a little bit more lately, too. It used to be strictly a sex thing, but they're applying it to other things now, right?
Yes, but I can't unhear the sex thing.
Right.
One of the funniest uses of this was I recently saw a little video of a very seasoned nurse saying that she just witnessed a young up-and-coming nurse refer to a male attending doctor as girly pop, and then swiftly followed it up to tell him that a mental health patient was raw dogging life without any medication.
Oh, my God.
So even just in one of the, as I would assume, most serious and professional of context, you've got people like that just bobbling around.
And it's just the thing that they hear it once from one of their friends, so now they're going to say it wherever they can because it's stuck in their brain as a crutch, and we've had the conversation. We should be better than that as people, because then you end up dumb like Trump supporters.
We need to add it to the word list, I think.
Sure.
The
Raw dog?
Raw dog.
I'll hear this in the edit later, and I'll add it to the list. The list, honest to God, is like this, and I'm thinking probably end of the year, we'll take Christmas week off, and then the first week into the new year will be the new list to encourage people to have a better year with their words. I'm thinking that's what we do.
Well, I mean, Merriam-Webster has the annual, like the word of the year.
Yeah.
We should have the worst word of the year.
I had that list, but they don't publish the whole list. You have to find certain words, and we were going to go over it a couple weeks ago when that came up. It's just very hard to research. They make it that way. I don't know why.
They're ashamed.
Yeah, that's it. We should be better than this, America. We should be like Canadians. Next week we're going to be off because of the Thanksgiving holiday. I want to mention that. We're allowed, God damn it. If you like this show, like, follow, subscribe, rate it. Apple Podcasts is a good place for a review. And if you ever want to call to scream at me because I've said something stupid, 818-570-0753. So I will tell you that I nearly lost an appendage over the weekend. There's that story I can tell you.
Oh my gosh, I had a dream about you as well.
Did I lose an appendage?
No.
Okay.
But it was actually about you and your mom. But go ahead, tell me about the appendage.
So I was making my great Mediterranean soup that I've been eating because I'm eating healthier. And there's those videos on YouTube where they show you how to properly cut an onion. They do it vertical first, and then they do the sideways thing.
Oh, no.
And I thought, okay, that's great. And I had just bought new knives from Amazon because they say a dull knife is much more dangerous than a sharp knife.
It depends.
And you got a point because you're holding up your hand?
No, I'm trying to physically shield myself from the horror of the story. I'm actually not holding up my hand. I'm covering my fucking eyes because I'm so scared of you cutting off a finger.
Discomfort is what you're showing.
I am showing discomfort.
Okay.
Covering my eyes, not raising my hand. Oh.
So I kind of did this with the onion. I said, okay, I'm cutting up the cabbage now. I'll do this with the cabbage. And I got out the extra big, brand new sharp knife for the cabbage. And I'm cutting sideways, and I went really deep into my thumb that was out.
Oh, God.
Like you could see there was part of the thumb just open, just hanging there. And odd thing, it was gushing blood everywhere. I noticed that right away.
Wow.
And I kept wrapping it and trying to get it to stop bleeding, and it didn't want to stop bleeding. And then Bit Killer convinced me to go to urgent care.
Yeah, get some stitches, mate.
Well, that's the thing. I think, like, what good is stitches going to do, really? Like, by the time I got to urgent care and sat for 15, 20 minutes, the bleeding finally kind of stopped. But then I got in there, and there was a fairly attractive nurse practitioner who said, yeah, what we're going to do, you're going to need sutures, and we'll get in there, and then in a week or so, we'll remove them. And I said, remove them? All of my fingers? And she laughed and said yes. And then I said, okay, what is the option if I go with the glue instead of sutures? And she said, oh, you could do that. We could do the glue. And I thought, okay, here's how I weigh this. If I get the sutures, the stitches, I come back and I see the nurse practitioner in a week, who I'm kind of liking, or I can get the glue and I'll just be done for the week. So what do you think I did? This is a guess for you. This is, you get to play the home game.
I guess you went glue.
I went glue because I'm not a sellout. Even with a cute nurse practitioner, I'm not a sellout. And it seems to be healing okay. I'm amazed that the human body can protect itself. But yeah, I lost a lot of blood. It looked like a murder scene. It was pretty interesting.
Oh,
and
wow.
then yesterday, I was 15 seconds away from losing my life. I went on a bike ride.
Oh, gosh.
I was on the sidewalk. And had I left 15 seconds earlier, this woman makes a right-hand turn onto the street that I'm on and turned right in front of another car and overcorrected and went up on the sidewalk and completely took out a bus station. There was glass everywhere and just shit. And had I left a little bit earlier, I would have been right there and I would be dead. And I went, yay, life, way to protect me.
That is horrific. I'm so glad that you are okay. That would have been a terrible tragedy.
And we rushed over and helped her, and she seemed like she was dazed but okay. And then they called the fire department and the cops, and it was like, wow, kind of a sobering moment there.
Was she a woman of a certain age that probably shouldn't be driving?
She was mid-50s,
Okay.
Had some trouble with the language, very nice lady. Like I felt like, okay, this is a nice lady that just really effed up. But then the amount of people that were on the scene that it's weird and we're wanting to take credit and take control of the situation. There was an old fireman, I'm retired, I'll do this. And then this woman storms up and she goes, well, is she okay? And I said, we got her sat down. Everything's going to be okay. She seems to be okay. We've called the people that need to be called. She says, well, was her blood sugar low? I don't know. We didn't get into her blood sugar. That didn't come up for discussion. And she just knew.
I'll be right back. Let me taste it.
Let me go take a test. I've got my syringe right here. Fucking idiot.
Got my glucose strips. Let's just conduct an
just such an
emergency
odd-
roadside pinprick.
Yeah, it was such an odd thing. And she knew exactly what needed to happen at that point. That's just, okay, go ahead, hero. Do that. It'll be fine.
That is so fascinating. I would have started throwing out all sorts of interesting things like maybe her socks were mismatched. Let's see if her shoe got stuck under the brake pedal. Yeah, come on. Thanks, Watson.
I don't know about her blood sugar levels, but she was a little bit stuffed up at the time. What does that tell you?
Yeah, the bondage mask she's wearing, she had forgotten to unzip the eye holes.
The ball gag in her mouth kept her from making the turn correctly.
No, I assume that's why she was struggling with the language. Oh. Where do you live? This sounds...
I live in suburbia.
Was it daytime? I can't believe she was dressed like that in the middle of the day.
Well, we're very open here.
Well, you know what? You might have actually met Lady Gaga, although she's much younger than in her 50s. So.
Could have been a disguise. Or Michael Jackson, but he's dead. Michael Jackson used to put on disguises to go places. I knew people that worked at Disneyland, and he used to go around Disneyland as an old lady in a wheelchair. And that way people didn't know it was him, and he could be behind the scenes and see everything and be with the real people.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for people who can't go anywhere without being mobbed. What is it about us that we just can't leave people alone?
I don't get the autograph thing. I understand going and saying to somebody, hey, I really like your work. And I almost feel like if they're going to get into whatever they're into, that's to be expected and their responsibility. And they knew the job was dangerous when they took it. But the concept of autographs, I have maybe one autograph, and that's the Dio record because I hung out with him a bunch, and that means something to me. But just randomly walking up to somebody and getting their autograph, that shows that you went up to them and made them uncomfortable and made them sign something in front of you and then were never again in their life the rest of their existence. I don't understand what that shows and what that proves.
It shows that you're a pest.
Yeah.
And maybe we could start a collection. Here is the time that I approached George Clooney in a public restroom. Here is the time where I interrupted this person's very important dinner. I've got two exceptions, though, where I think it's okay. Do you want to hear them?
Car crash?
Only if they're not wearing a GIMP mask.
Okay.
Because then I can't see their facial expression. But yeah, no, exactly. Imagine being a doctor and asking for someone's autograph when they've come in to see you in an emergency situation.
We're going to take a look at your colon because you're hemorrhaging. But first, can you sign this?
Oh, my God, it's Anne Hathaway. She's about to give birth. Quick, sign this.
Do we like her, long as we're taking a divergence here? I like her so much, and I
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I should not like her as much as I like her, and it's not even a sexy thing. I just really like her as a person.
Yeah, she seems fun, calm, down to earth, reasonable.
Doesn't seem like a bullshitter and like an exploiter or a, hey, look at me kind of person. I would hang out with her.
She's also a good actress as well. I don't think she's overhyped. I think she's good.
Right. I never saw her in that Batman movie where she was the Catwoman. I thought, okay, I like her. She is very attractive. Maybe I should check that out.
Did you watch it?
I did not. I just saw a preview for it. I went, oh, yeah, she was in a cat suit. I'll take a look at that sometime.
I think she played that role very well. We watched it recently when we went through and watched all the Batman movies, and it was a good time.
The ones that are critically acclaimed, the more recent ones since Michael Keaton that are supposed to be so great, I have a hard time with those because they're a lot slower paced, and I feel like wow, I'm not into this and I'm just not getting it. What is wrong with me? And maybe I'll go back and try them again. But they're supposed to be, some of them, the greatest movies ever made, and I just can't do it.
They're good. There's 3 of them. But you know which one I haven't yet watched?
Batman Returns of Darkness, that one?
No,
Aren't they all called
the
that?
Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Okay. And they rebooted them so many times. And all the superhero movies, they reboot them over and over. Just, okay, we know who they are. Let's move on.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a bridge too far. Yeah. Someone else who is, and this is quite tangential, but here is, I can't remember the name of the new show for the life of me, but we started watching it last night. And an actress who I think was underrated, and now I look at her and go, oh yeah, she's good. Claire Danes from Romeo and Juliet opposite DiCaprio fame. She's good.
Another person that I like and I see acting, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's good. I could see. But then she was a podcast guest and she was a little bit too much for me. Like I didn't dislike her, but she was a little bit Hollywood. And okay, well, we'll see.
I have not experienced that. But in terms of her craft, I was watching her last night and just saying to myself, she elevates the entire cast. You can see them all rising to meet her, and she's just so believable from the second that you see her. You know how sometimes you watch movies and you're like, oh, that's this person playing someone.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I actually have a note here about that.
Oh.
We'll get to.
Let's see it. Okay, great. Well, anyway.
So we're kind of caught up there in the news this week. I am dismayed by short-sightedness. That's what's bothering me. Remember, I had my idea to save people from ICE, that anywhere ICE was in a neighborhood, everyone around them should just lean on their car horns to let people know and warn the neighborhood, hey, it's ICE, it's ICE. If you hear car horns, holy crap, run for your life. And this works because if you get into a situation where you're about to run into somebody, you can still give it a quick toot. But if you lean on that horn, that is a signal, ICE, run for your life. I sent this idea to 2 big human rights groups, and I got the same response from both of them. And I was just like, wow, you're going to go with that? I don't want to name them specifically. I still think they do good work. But what do you think the response was if I put you on the spot and you had to guess?
That they feel like doing that could put people in danger.
Maybe that's subtext. Maybe that's the real reason. But their response was, well, we give people whistles. They have special whistles that they have made up that I've never heard of, and I am in the activist movement, and I've never heard of people having whistles. And I feel like if people hear whistles, they're going to maybe stop and go, hey, what is that, rather than run away. And if we established and promoted, hey, you hear a car horn, it means they're coming after you, that makes sense. And everybody has a car horn. Nobody has whistles. Who do you know, or who have you heard of that has whistles? Do all immigrants have whistles and I don't know about it?
I haven't seen a whistle since the great rape whistle revival of the 1990s.
Maybe they'll think people are being raped. I don't know if that helps or hurts. Based on the previous thing, it won't help.
They think that they are all people who have been in some sort of air crash, and they're all wearing the thing with a light and a whistle for attracting attention. But I don't know if someone's blowing a whistle that would really draw my attention, unless there was a body of water nearby or something. But if someone was blowing a whistle, I wouldn't hear it in my house.
If everybody had a whistle and if they had established through their movement that that's what that means, it would work, but that's not the case. Nobody knows what that is. Nobody knows people have whistles to warn others that ICE is in the neighborhood. And if you're going to promote something, okay, everybody has a car horn. Anywhere ICE is, there are cars, and you can warn people. If you don't have a whistle, then people just get abducted, and we are where we are.
And what does it tell ICE if they enter an area where everyone on the street is wearing a whistle?
Yeah. Oh, go after the people with whistles because we know who they are.
Yeah, exactly. You may as well put on a red hat.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to help the world. And I sent that out to 2 big groups and they both said they have whistles. And I just thought, okay, come on, let's think it through.
Oh, gosh, ICE, so terrible. They are making their way south. They've left Chicago and in their wake. And now they're just arriving in North Carolina in Durham, sort of Raleigh situation.
At the very least, I feel like things are starting to unravel, so we can hope for the continued unravelment. I would like that.
Man, I wish that I got the sense that it was unraveling.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and we're probably going to talk about it later in the show, but if we've got time for Emily's conspiracy theories, I've got some about the Epstein files, and it's
okay.
Just
I actually have the Epstein files to discuss, and I also have Emily's grab bag. I've started a new feature called Emily's grab bag because when we got off the air last week, you said, "Hey, there's this and this and this," and I added quick little things, and I hope at least all of them are your ideas because one of them is masturbation gloves or something, and I don't remember writing that down. We'll get to them if we get to them.
Okay.
Is that you?
I understand the context.
Okay.
About they're actually anti-masturbation gloves. But hey, when we get there, let's get into it.
If we do, and if we don't this week, because we talk all over the place, someday, future show, big talk about anti-masturbation gloves when we got off the air and we're talking, and I jotted. So there's the jots. All right. So this whole thing about the Piggy situation, did you hear about this?
I saw the video.
Fucking piece of shit asshole.
And have you seen the woman? She's very attractive.
Yeah.
And she's a seasoned reporter. She's been servicing the White House for a really long time. I am appalled.
I don't care if she's a 300-pound hog. You don't call somebody Piggy, especially a woman, especially anybody that is just there doing their job. And for those that don't know, our president was, I believe it was on Air Force One, and a reporter was asking him questions that he didn't like. So he got pissed off, and I took to my plugins and enhanced the audio here a little bit. I brought it up so you can really hear it. It makes it sound a little bit robotic, but it does bring it up. Here you go. Quiet. Give it to you one more time. Just like, what a fucking piece of shit of a human being. Just so domineering, and you can get the vibe from him that if he could punch her at that moment, he would, because that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, it's so disgraceful. Even if I can't even articulate myself. It makes me so full of rage. But it's just not very statesman-like. That is, even if he was a terrible, evil bastard, like just hypothetically, if we didn't know it. Which I mean, obviously is. But what does it say about someone that he obviously doesn't have enough self-control to not say random things?
Yep.
He just says the first thing that ever comes into his head. He can't even follow a reasonable thread whilst giving a presentation. He just goes off-piste and starts blabbering on about fucking magnets or something.
Yep. That shows where ridiculous. He's at.
Right. He's not well. He has the signs of a man who is not well.
And we can hope for a soon, slow, painful death. And by slow, I mean in a week. I'd like him to be in a lot of pain for a week as he suffered and died. That's what I would like. And I'm not calling for any kind of hostile attack on our president. I would just like him to die slowly and painfully over a week, if we could work that out. Oh, Jesus, oh, Lord, please work that out, because you understand where I am at, and I am not one of those kooky Christians. If you can make this happen for me, I will be a seller of your services and make everyone become real, good Christians if you can work this out, oh Lord Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I'd give it a try.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like you're reading from Melania's diary.
Could be. Very well could be.
Yeah.
So he said that to her on the plane, and all you've been seeing really is the clips. You only heard part of that. I have everything that happened before and after that on the plane, and you'll kind of see what was going on. This goes by kind of quick. Maybe we'll play it twice, but pay attention here. This is really important, and you'll see what was really involved here on the airplane.
He was complimenting you and didn't even know it. That's how dumb he is. Quiet.
I think you might want to turn off the cameras now if you don't want to see any blood. Okay.
Oh, okay. So what was happening was it was Miss Piggy there on the plane, and she was making fun of him, and then he got pissed, and then she beat him up. Hang on, we'll play it one more time.
He was complimenting you and didn't even know it. That's how dumb he is. Quiet.
I think you might want to turn off the cameras now if you don't want to see any blood. Okay.
So there's that. I'm surprised nobody else has taken that very obvious bit. Saturday Night Live, you can have that. I bequeath it to you. I give it to you because it's got to be way better than any of that other crap you've been coming up with lately. Can't even watch that show anymore. Jesus Christ. And I'll tell you this right now, Bowen Yang, I am not impressed. How about a character that is not Asian and gay? Can you do anything other than that? Can you not be the Asian gay guy and just show a little bit of something different? I like the concept that we're showing gay Asian people, show everybody, but Jesus Christ, you're just that.
Didn't he do a really funny Dobby the house elf a couple of weeks ago?
I didn't see that, but I start watching the show and then I just can't get through it because it's not just him. The whole show is terrible. And then I think, okay, maybe it's just not for my generation nowadays, but God, it sucks.
It's sort of hit and miss, I think. But I've been watching it for the musical guests. The last 2 weeks have had absolute bangers on there. I think it's probably debatable from your perspective, but Olivia Dean, who I'm really into at the moment.
Dark-haired, very thin. She was on last week. I actually watched her and I thought, okay, she's not bad. I thought not for me, not my thing, but not bad.
Yeah, not for you, but she's great. I really enjoy her. And then Somba the week before, I really hope that he has a long and successful career. He's a 20-year-old beanstalk who's 6'7" tall, and he's on every radio station at the moment. And he's a really good performer. I think what really drew me to him is, you know, when you would go and see rock concerts and they wouldn't just stand there. And also, I don't really like pop concerts where they're all like dancing. I don't know what it is but I like something in between. Something sort of Iggy Pop, Mick Jagger. Let's have it. As
like
long as
Neil Diamond.
Like Neil Diamond.
Yeah, fucking Neil Diamond. One of the greatest shows I've ever been to. That's what that is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Neil Diamond show, although once I did go to a corporate conference in Las Vegas who hired a Neil Diamond impersonator.
Was it Super Diamond?
Yes, it was Super Diamond.
Super Diamond fucking rules.
Yeah, it was great.
So you saw the only good cover band ever, really.
Yeah, really good.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I have friends in cover bands. You saw one of the very few good cover bands then.
If you were in a cover band, what would you cover?
We do good songs. Welcome to the show. I can't.
You just anything?
Yeah.
Some of our friends were in an AC/DC cover band.
See, that's hard to do because of the vocals and the whole thing. Weird.
And Lady Gaga was in a Led Zeppelin cover band.
I've heard her do a cover of Black Dog, I think it was, and that was really very good.
Yeah. Not everybody's got the chops for that, but it was good. I love watching people do covers. I don't know why. I enjoy it. I like acoustic covers of songs where they give it their own little something something.
Do you do like the Coffee House channel? Would you do that?
Fuck no.
Okay, thank God.
No, my husband enjoys the Coffee House channel and listens to that sometimes, but I like it more in the context of live music. I do enjoy going to a pub or a bistro or something where they've got live music and they're usually playing covers, maybe intermixed with some of their own stuff, just man and a guitar or woman with a piano or vice versa.
I'm very tired of any aggressive new thing taking an old aggressive song, but then watering it down to be soft and lilting for their ad. Like I think it was like Gears of War or something. There was this video game that they took this song and they did a different version of it. And it was, and it's supposed to be really dramatic because they changed this aggressive song and it's soft and moody. And then sometimes it kicks in, but sometimes it doesn't. That's so just trope, and they do it in everything, and that needs to stop.
I think the song that you were just humming is Mad World.
Yep.
And Disturbed, the metal band, did a cover of that recently.
That could be good. I like Disturbed. I don't like them enough to own their music, but I like them. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I have a lot of nostalgia attached to that band. And so I wouldn't play their music if I thought of it. Every now and again I might, but yeah, I wouldn't buy an album or something. But when I hear their music, I'll be like, oh, now I want to hear this song and this song and this song. And I have really good memories.
Like Disturbed usually leads me to Rob Zombie is where that goes.
Totally.
Yeah.
When I'm running, so I used to run a lot, and I used to, run middle distance sort of semi-competitively. And Dragula is actually...
Great song.
Is when I need to be hyped up, if like I'm going up a hill or I need to like sprint or something like that, I'll put that song on.
Yeah, a lot of fun. That Greatest Hits Rob Zombie is a great way to go if you want to get pumped up. You want to get pumped up, fuck shit up. Get your kids going on that. That'll expend some of their energy. Oh, and I meant to mention it earlier, too. I bounce all over the place. I am kind of surprised that your kids are not better than the peer pressure that they've been put under. Like they're giving into the 6-7 thing, and they're actually becoming real teenagers. I thought they were smarter than that.
They do it ironically. So they don't do it with their friends and they don't do it at school. They do it within the context of our home to be caricatures of people their age.
So they kind of do it mockingly.
Yeah, it's a conundrum wrapped in a mystery. It's kind of weird. And they'll do it. They don't just go, 6-7. They'll be like, 6-7. Yeah.
It's good to know that Batman and Robert are better than that. So
thank you. Yeah, Batman and Robert.
I got so many comments on that Batman and Robert story from people that just thought it was hilarious. I'm Batman and I'm Robert.
Hey, Robert, what are you guys doing? Batman and Robert. Yeah, it's so funny. I love Apple for this reason.
They're going to fire Tim Cook. I heard that rumor.
That would be amazing.
Great idea.
But some of the technology, one of the features that they have now is it will proactively create these little memory videos, or it will remind you of stuff. It'll just throw up videos that I can look at. And I've been reminded of so many fantastic moments from our children's lives. And so I really love that about it, because like the stuff that comes out of my mouth, like half of the videos I've shot, I've forgotten it until I play the video again.
And that is way better than their new Borat sock thing that just came out. So, did you see that?
No.
It's called like a phone sock or some kind of thing. It looks like, remember Borat? He had that neon green bikini thing.
Oh, yeah, the mankini.
Yeah, it looks like that, but your phone goes in the bottom of it, and they're kind of colored like that, and they're knit like that, and they're supposed to hold your phone around your neck, and they are like $150 to $250 or something. It's ridiculous.
I am so confused because that description still sounds like it's cradling one's nutsack.
It could be a nutsack cradler, but you put your phone in it.
So it's
and then what do you do if you have no nuts?
It's a neck scrot for your phone.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. It has some cool Apple marketing name, but it's just ridiculous. And I thought, okay, if you are a person that would spend $250 for that, I cannot be around you, because even if you're rich, it shows that you are an asshole. It's the same as a Cybertruck. That or a Cybertruck, you're an asshole.
I hate Cybertrucks.
I do too. They're ridiculous and dangerous.
It's stupid. But I am thankful for them because people around here use them as work trucks. I don't know why, like for advertising for their businesses. So I keep a little list of companies I'm never going to do business with.
Exactly. Good anti-advertising. I see it right there. Thank you very much. And you have the person that bought the Cybertruck that you're like, okay, you still have one of those. You're a certain level of asshole. But then above that is the uber super asshole, the person that got it painted a special color because they really need to stand out. Oh, fuck you. I do not want you in my life.
There are some very creative Cybertrucks around near where I live. There's one that I always see that is like a matte army green, and there was another one that was like bright pink.
And I think usually they're getting them painted because you can't just leave them be because they'll rust and fall apart. There's that part of it, but you know. All right, Trump and Epstein. I feel like Bill Clinton really must be a super charming guy. If he can get other super powerful people to blow him, then he must really be as charming as they say.
Yeah, those two guys, America's true power couple.
Yeah.
Epstein's brother has issued a statement saying that in no way was he referring to Bill Clinton.
Then he must be referring to... We don't know. With no idea.
I love that he kept it really vague. It would have been way better if he came out and said who he was referring to. But maybe it was metaphorical. Who knows?
I just think that is the greatest new rumor around, and the fact that it is going around is wonderful. We thought Vance fucking a couch was a fun rumor to keep going. Now there's this. And wipe your mouth, Don. That's what I say.
Yeah, he's... flop. I cannot believe that we went through this whole rigmarole about the Epstein files. One of the best things to come out of it, I think, is the Phoenix-like rebirth of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. I feel like so much of it is insincere. So much of it is just going the way the river takes her.
She's making some good points, though. I really liked what she had to say about what a traitor is in retaliation for Trump calling her a traitor. Just because she wanted to release the Epstein files, he's laid waste to her. And then not but 48 hours later has gone, you guys should release them. You should definitely release them.
I've been trying to figure this out and understand it. And as we do the show now, it's been voted on and it goes to Don to sign and release them. And I thought, okay, he's been saying that he really wants this to happen. Bullshit. What is he going to try to do to screw this up? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it. And I just saw a report this morning that he and that toady fuck, Mike Johnson, were in cahoots. And he was saying, yes, please, everybody sign it and we'll go with that. And the subplot was that there was an understanding that they were going to ask for amendments to it. And everybody voting on it was going to try to get amendments so that it would get kicked back and they could just keep doing this forever and it would never come out. Well, all the Republican sellouts apparently didn't sell out this time and they voted for it. And there's video of Mike Johnson leaving some event and they're asking him about it. And he's just frantic and he doesn't understand what happened and he doesn't know what to do. And he's, I thought there were going to be amendments. Well, I don't know. I guess Chuck Schumer rushed this bill and he's just scared. And now I want to know what they're going to do.
I got a theory.
Yeah.
You'll remember, say, like a week ago or something, he directed Pam Bondi in the Department of Justice to open up an investigation of a bunch of Democrats and their inclusion in the Epstein files.
Right.
So if that is open and that's a current active criminal case...
That's the other thing that's going around.
They can choose not to release some items, which is one thing. But the thing that really gets me is Donald Trump occupies the highest office in the country. It's his Department of Justice. He doesn't need a vote to release the Epstein files. He could literally pick up the phone and release them.
Yep.
He is just piggybacking He's a surfer. He's just gotten on a wave. He's gotten on a wave of requests. The wave is too big. He can no longer fight it. It's a force of nature. So he's going to jump out in front of it and be like, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files. Then he's going to claim victory for what it is. And my prediction is that they will be heavily redacted or they've been edited.
Yeah.
Epstein's brother...
There's no way they're coming out.
No, Epstein's brother just released something, or he's on a podcast or something, saying that he has it from a good source that they are scrubbing Republican names from the files. And so what's going to be released will not be the full files.
But luckily, there are still copies of it in other places that can come out. That's the other part of this. It's not like there's one set of these. There are many sets of these, and people are going to see through the bullshit. I think that, yeah, they were going to stall it and have people do amendments because they probably decided that the investigation can't do anything into Clinton and all of that wouldn't work. That doesn't look as good, so we'll say that we're all for it. But, we'll do this, and it'll just get amended into purgatory forever. I think that was their plan, and then people fucked him, and now it's up to him to either veto it or put out a half-ass scrubbed version of it, and it'll be interesting to see the way that goes. And I have another theory. Total conspiracy. Maybe I'm not thinking it through. I'm not an expert. But remember how pissed I was that Schumer and all those Democrats voted to end the government shutdown? I think there was a behind-the-scenes deal made with the Democrats and the Republicans wherein they said, okay, we're going to give you this. We're going to vote to end the shutdown, and we'll have all of these people vote for it because they're not up for re-election, and we'll do it. And then when this thing for Epstein comes around, we need all you people to vote for this, and that will be a fair trade-off because I think they're all getting to the point now where they want Trump out of office. And that to me seems like a possible behind closed doors deal that was made.
I think you could be right.
Because when they did it, it made no sense that they voted for that.
It made no sense. And speaking of shit that makes no sense, let's talk about Megyn Kelly.
Oh, that asshole.
That asshole. And her essentially defending pedophilia because, he's into 15-year-old girls that are barely legal. It's not like they're 5 or 8. What?
Yeah. My response to her, if I had an interview with her and if anybody else had the balls, they would say this. They'd say, oh, okay, you want to go that way? Okay, let's start with your daughter. Well, let's go with that, and we'll see how she feels about being sex trafficked, and we'll see if it's not so bad at that point. Asshole.
Asshole. But off the back of that and the Epstein files, my favorite, and it makes me giggle, it tickles me in a way that is evil, is how a bunch of these Trump supporters are now coming out and admitting to being sex pests and pedophiles on even platforms like LinkedIn, but they're going on X and talking about, their foray or something that has happened with their whole chests. Like, this is what happened to me, as if it's okay. And the one that sticks in my mind, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he talks about how when I was 22 years old and in my first teaching job at a high school, I got into a consensual sexual relationship with a 16-year-old girl. And despite the fact that it was consensual, I am now a level 3, it was classified as a level 3 or a tier 3 sex crime. And now I am on the sex offenders registry for the rest of my life. Yeah.
That makes sense. And we need to come up with one age. The fact that was illegal for him, but in some redneck states, 16 is the age of consent. That doesn't make any sense. We need to at least have a level set of that is the law and that makes sense. To me, it's 18. That is the point at which you're an adult. And the fact that if you're in fucking Arkansas and you want to screw a 16-year-old, you're allowed to, says everything about that state. I made up Arkansas. It might not be true, but we need a legitimate, defined age of consent, I feel.
It would be good to have a federally applicable age
Makes
of
sense.
consent. It makes sense. And when you're younger, there is a huge difference in, say, being 2 years or 3 years older. Just think about who we talk about on the show all the time, my sons. There's a huge difference between a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
There is even a huge difference between a 12-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl. Mentally, emotionally, all of those kinds of things. There is a massive difference between a 15-year-old girl and an 18-year-old man, or vice versa. A 22-year-old man and a 16-year-old girl is fucking insane. It's completely different, in my personal opinion, to, say, a 30-year-old woman and a 38-year-old man, or vice versa, give Demi more, her druthers. But it's different, I think, when people are older, their frontal cortex, prefrontal cortex is completely developed. They're over the age of 27. Big age differentials are less important then. But when you are young, there's so much difference in those few years.
And I feel like for many, the age of 18 is probably not even old enough, and they may not be able to deal with it at the age of 18. But at the very least, it ought to be 18 everywhere. The 16, 15, God, you redneck, get your shit together. That's just craziness. You're screwing a child there.
And controversial opinion, but I do not believe that people under the age of 16, if I'm being super generous, should be allowed to have children. We are hearing more and more craziness coming out of hospitals in this country where 11-year-old and 12-year-old girls are going to the hospital and being discovered to have been pregnant and are giving birth to a baby. It's babies having babies. It is absolutely insane. But even under 18, I think is just, it's criminal.
I've always said not enough abortion in this country. People get upset about abortion, and that is what I think of when I say, no, there should be more abortions. If you get it early, then yes, that kid should not be having a kid. And that's how we end up with a dumb, stupid, terrible, effed up society like we have. Many of those people, especially in that Bible Belt rural part of nothinghood that they grew up in, many of them.
It is a bit awful, but I understand how it happens. You're bored, you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
You can't really see a world beyond your zip code, and it's what your parents did, it's what their parents did, and they get trapped in this cycle of just, this is my life.
I knew a girl that grew up in New Mexico, and I asked her about growing up there, and she said the pregnancy rate there is huge because there's nothing to do. There's nothing for kids to do anywhere, so they just run into each other and screw all the time. And yeah, it's a big thing.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Moving on, because we need to get this in before the end. Quick YouTube out of context. I'm going to play this for you, and you guess what is going on here. It's going to seem like one thing, but it's really kind of another.
And God, it's like the presidency. Okay, great. I'm so excited.
Subtext to this. Oh, yeah. Oh, she
I know
knows
what it is.
She saw the story. God damn it.
I know what it is.
I was hoping you didn't see the story. All right, go ahead.
It is a pageant girl whose talent is death metal screaming.
Yeah, that's Ignacia Fernandez competing at the Miss World Chili Beauty pageant, which almost sounds like a cook-off, but it's not. But the Miss World Chili Beauty pageant, this was her talent. Oh, so sexy. So I like my hard rock, I like my metal, but I don't need to be a part of that. Holy God, the Cookie Monster thing.
I don't need to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I don't like Cookie Monster metal. I do like hard rock. I do like some metal.
Yeah.
That's not it. I can't imagine going to an entire concert where every song is just that.
Oh, I've been to them. Me and friends went to a club because my friend wanted to see some band. I think they were called OTEP or something.
Oh, my God.
And I was a younger man then, but I was still not wanting to stay out that late. And I was tired as it was. And we went to this club and it started late. And then there were opening bands and it got to be like 1 o'clock in the morning. And the goddamn OTEP band was not on.
Stop.
And I was just like, oh my God, let's get this going. I am a kid, but still, it's late. And then this Cookie Monster death metal shit came on. I was just like, oh, okay, it was cool to hang with people, but I never want to do that again.
Yeah, that is. I just can't stomach it. And I want to imagine what it must be like driving around listening to that in your car. Like, where do you listen? Where do you listen to that type of music? What, I don't know, my whole life.
Picking up your kids from school.
Picking up your kids from school, doing the grocery shop.
Yeah.
When you're doing yoga.
Yeah.
I think, where do you play it? Pump up music for the weekly house clean, mum's funeral. I don't know. Where do you play it?
That would be another great SNL bit. I'll write your show now if you want to hire me, SNL, is you go to the yoga class and where they normally play the happy pop music, they're playing that crap. And most of the crowd is just dismayed and they don't know what's going on. And the instructor is trying to sell them on listening to the Cookie Monster death metal. That would be a good bit.
I saw a video of something that's becoming more and more done, and I actually really like the idea of it. It has to do with funerals. Knowing the crazy shit that goes on in my head, what do you think I'm going to tell you?
I have no idea.
Funeral DJs. Behind the coffin, just dropping beats.
You want to make it a real wake? Let's go with that.
Let's go.
That's a great idea.
Lights and everything. That is amazing. Another one is of this woman who planned her own funeral and so good, hired a flash mob to come and they got up and just started dancing in the middle of it.
See, I would do that if I was going to have a funeral. I think funerals are dumb and I'll just be cremated or something. But if you're going to do it right. Have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun with it.
That's
it.
great. Wow.
Amazing.
Well,
those are my top funeral hits of the week.
We're almost at the end here. And once again, we're not going to get into the art exhibit where you smell animals' assholes. We'll get to that in a future date. But I did want to brush against briefly Emily's grab bag. Tell me about this masturbation glove thing. We can do this really quick to end the show. I wrote this down. What happens here?
Okay, so the context for this is Ned Kelly. So in Australia, was a very famous bushranger, which is essentially an outlaw. And he was part of a gang called the Kelly Gang. He was captured, and when they threw him in prison, one of the punishments that he had to endure were anti-masturbation gloves. Because if you're in prison, what else is there to do? But they turned the tap off on that by creating these leather gloves that look like ping pong paddles that you put your hands in, and then they chain them together at the wrist to stop him fapping.
And this was just another form of torture. They said keeping him locked up is not good enough. We're going to make it so that he can't even get a release. That's how much we dislike Ned Kelly, you said?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And so I wonder, do they still use that in prisons? I wonder if you go to solitary, you get on the anti-fap gloves.
Maybe that's where all the guys who weren't gay stuff came from. Maybe they were like, well, I can't have at myself, so there's another dude. I guess I'll put it in there.
That is not a bad theory. Interesting.
This is good to know. We've learned here today, but also I need to ask you. I must just be mentally deficient or have really bad problems with my memory. And I think I'm going to lose it when I get to be older because as you told that story, I completely remember all the details of that, but I had no idea until you told me again. Like I'm losing my short-term memory. It's, oh yeah, that's that thing that she told me about that I wrote down and then looked at and went, did she tell me about that or did I write it down because I thought I wanted to tell a story? Oh my God. And then I forgot Ned Kelly. Did she say Ned Kelly? I think she did.
Was it Megyn Kelly? Yeah. Was it Meghan Markle?
Anybody named Kelly, watch out.
Yeah, well, watch out. Look at That's Kelly Clarkson. But the interesting thing about this is you and I can keep doing this show until we fall off the twig because we won't remember what we've already talked about. So it could be amazing. I can't wait until we get to meet each other every episode.
Yeah. There are those people in life that have full facial, whatever it is, where they will see a person's face and they will work with them on a business project and then leave and an hour later not know who they are. They'll run into them again and they have a disorder that they cannot recognize faces.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I wish I had something like that so I could blame when I do that to people on some sort of medical condition that isn't, I didn't think you were interesting enough to remember.
Are you rubbing your desk? What are you doing? There was that.
What?
That.
I'm not rubbing my desk, but somebody is calling me.
Okay. I'm like, what is that?
Oh, what is that noise? Are you rubbing your desk? No, it's my phone.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. I also love people visualizing, speaking of rubbing one's desk, cocktail shakers and the rationale behind why bartenders shake the cocktail shaker over their head and not under the
Well,
bench.
if they're attractive women too. Hey, let me get some tips. Look at this.
Just get in there. The screaming eagle, Donald Trump style.
And there is a show. Thanksgiving next week. I am actually thankful for doing this show. I was going to say I'm not thankful for anything based on the current state of the United States, but I am thankful for this show, and I am thankful for you. You do a very good job. I've told you this before, that you are the best one that has ever done this, so I will be thankful for that rather than be a total negative asshole.
Well, thank you. I am also thankful for this show. I am thankful for freedom of speech. Kinda. But I'm really thankful every time I meet a good person in this world because it gives me hope. I am thankful for the fact that on balance, people are good.
And we'll go with that. Have a great week and a good holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.
Caw.